Hey, Victoria.
Yeah.
We're going to go live soon.
When?
Do you have your hat on?
Yeah.
I gotta rotate it this way.
Why?
Because it's directional.
Is it?
Yeah.
Amazing. So if I go like that, you can't hear me as much as that.
Oh, she's fucking it.
Is that right? I'm going to check when I do the edits.
Unbelievable. You
Because
guys
that's
have
what
no
she
idea.
does.
Wow.
It's, what's going on?
Look at that.
Nah, it needs to be up a little bit.
No.
And back a bit. That's right. Hello, you
Wow.
go. How are you?
Weldon, Tony, Doyle, Faith, all these MM and Triple D kids here. If you get a moment, type in. How do we know you? Triple D, MM, all the above.
Look at his hat. Oh, my God.
Yeah.
My sister gave him that hat because she knows how much he loves hats.
Yeah.
And it's even got these things.
No, don't do that.
No, don't do that. Okay.
Right.
All right.
Valerie, Tony Doyle, Tabitha.
So, welcome to another exciting episode of Feel It Real Fun for You on the
This is the best
22nd of
day
April,
ever. Oh.
2022.
So I didn't share it anywhere. I was dicking around.
You were. And it's your manifesting
All right,
questions.
Can somebody from the mod squad share this into the
Are you
law of
not allowed
attraction by
to
Neville
share it
Goddard?
now?
No. Yeah, they only give me so many seconds, and then they
Oh,
say
can
no.
it?
Yep. So
All right.
yeah. So somebody shared in the
It's your manifesting questions
Place.
answered live, the Happy Hat edition.
Happy Hat edition, and you guys can share it to other places too. Be great.
Mine
So-
mightn't look so happy, but yours does. Look at all the
I'm
orange
really
on your hat.
happy. You see my shirt? Yeah.
Yeah. He's matching.
Thank you, Uma. Ooh-ah.
Good hat. This is actually beaver fur. It's not synthetic. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah,
Oh,
it's actual
sorry,
dead
beaver,
critter.
but you feel fantastic.
Dead critter on my head.
It'll keep your head so
Dead
warm.
critter
in winter.
lying on my head.
So go to easymanifestingmethods.com. That's right.
That's right. Oh yeah.
Joy-
Click the link. Right, we'll send it to you. If you don't click it, we can't send you nothing.
confirmation email.
Honest to God.
Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, Dave. How's
Triple D Dave is
Beamer
here.
or something?
Beamer.
Beamer. That's it. Actually, I should definitely remember that now that we've got
Yeah, we
Beamers.
each have Beamers.
I know.
Both of us each have a Beamer.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
That's right. So today is the special Happy Hat edition. Happy Hat edition.
Hang on half a sec. Coral said she's going to Russia.
No, she said...
Going to Russia.
Yeah,
Got
yeah.
ya. Okay. Oh, my God.
Rain.
Okay.
Dead critter sitting on my head.
Dead critter sitting on my head. I'm trying to think of something really clever. Because remember we had that competition ages ago. And
Yeah.
I made up that fantastic little riff.
Yeah.
But then so what was that guy?
I don't remember. Doesn't matter.
Director friend or actor friend? Peter Rundell.
Peter Rundle.
He did this great thing. And anyway, sorry. That's all an aside. So we've got loads of goody questions here.
It's it's really weird. Just to toss out a side note. So Peter Rundle's one of our people, and he's been in more than one Disney flick. And what's really
Fred Monk has
and really funny.
been involved in more than one
Oh yeah.
Disney thing.
Well, so whenever you see like the trailer or the movie, and you hear a voice that you know,
Yeah.
right? It's like, it's like
That is Peter.
that's freaky, man. We know that voice,
know.
right?
That was weird.
So
Yeah.
Joe Weldon, the power of noticing has shown up. That's right. The
It
hat
does
matches
matches
my
his
shirt.
shirt.
I worked hard for that
He
this
picked
morning.
his outfit
Yeah,
out this morning.
that's
Often
right.
I do. But
Yeah.
I don't normally pick that.
I always pick my
to
unoutfit.
go to the dog park with.
Mm.
Because this is actually, if you like, a construction guy.
Yeah.
The way it...
Yeah, people that have to
it's
work for money wear
two-tone.
this. We're going down the road. I'm saying, hey, there's one of my people. Yo, brother.
Yep.
Anyway,
Okay.
so let's begin.
We're going to dive in.
Let's dive
And the
in.
first question is from
Alessandra.
DDD Alessandra. Happy hat question. And Alessandra asks, How many hats do you and Victoria Lynne own?
All right, so if you look at the beginning of the
lot.
show, there's a lot more hats than what we could see, right? Now, here's the cool thing. There's only a handful of hats that you normally see us wear, though, right?
There is.
And usually they're not the hazard hats.
Hazard.
Yeah. So why do people wear fluorescent orange, right? I mean, like some people do it because they think it's sexy, right? Like, I'm not a fan of it, like I'm more of a leather and lace kind of guy.
Leather and lace.
So if the color can't be both leather and lace, it's probably not my kind of color. You know what I mean? Like, think about it. You can have white leather or lace. You can have black leather or lace.
Can't you have orange
Red
leather
or lace. I've never seen it.
Okay.
Of course, it's been a while. So
Red or orange.
right.
Polyester and beaver.
How many hats do we own? There's a few that we put on all the time, like loving husband, loving teacher, loving puppy dad.
We do.
Garden girl, yogini. And there are some hats that we very rarely put on.
Yeah.
Like the hazard hat.
Special occasions.
But watch how this fits in with the rest of the show, because this is absolutely brilliant, if I must say.
I just did a super quick count, Alessandra, and the normal hats, like, not that one, for example. But, I
also have beanies.
20 hats, but there's loads of beanies out there, and I've got a sun hat, loads of other hats. So, yeah, it's probably about 30 hats in the house.
At least.
Okay.
That's right. But stay tuned. Watch how this fits in with the rest of the show.
For the happy hat edition. Okay. The next question is from Manifesting Mastery Faith. Happy hat question 2. Did you name the post happy hat?
No. They started and I ran with it. Right? So blame the women's. Don't blame me. Right? The women's.
Okay. And Faith asks, what hat sizes do you wear?
I honestly don't know, because
I do.
when we got
He's
to Reading,
a size 62.
probably a 63 or 64 now. I've got hair, because I didn't have hair when I was measured at a size 62.
Hopefully
I've got
you're still a size 62.
I can still wear the Reddington hat. Yeah, I have tried that on. So I'm probably like about a 62, 63. I've got a big head, right?
Yeah.
So, and Victoria, she's probably got about an average head, but a lot of hairs. So now here's the cool thing, right? So when you think about wearing a big ass hat, like a sombrero. So my buddy Richard,
I don't think about wearing one of those, but yeah.
So Richard went to Case Western Reserve University, and a friend of mine was going there. Her name was the same as Victoria's, almost. And she said, "Hey, why don't
Veronica?
you?" No.
Yeah.
So she said, "Hey, why don't you, right, come out and teach my sorority self-defense? We'll cut you a check for $250, and you can spend the weekend with me and Richard." I'm like, "Oh, that'll be good fun." So, like, I got to make some money, hang out with chicks, all that good stuff, and we went to this place called the Chi-Chi's, right? So what?
Chi-Chi's.
The Chi-Chi's, right? It was a Mexican place back in the 80s.
All right.
I think it's dead now. But anyway, so we go to the Chi-Chi's, and at the Chi-Chi's, they had this habit of putting a big Mexican sombrero hat on people's heads and singing happy birthday when it's their birthday. So I went and I found my serving wench, and I said, "Hey, you see the blonde-haired guy over there, the asshole?" She goes, "Your friend." I said, "That's him," right?
Was it really his birthday? No.
Yeah, like you got to ask that. So I said, "It's his birthday. Can you get the hat and sing the song, right?" So
who's the blonde head, Dale?
No, it was Richard.
It was Richard. Okay.
Yeah, so it was Richard, otherwise known as Dick, right? So we're all sitting there. There's me, VR, Ursula, and
VR. That's the
Robo.
one that's like Victoria.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
So
I know VR.
Yeah. We'll have to tag her in this one. So we're sitting there.
Yeah.
And what do? They bring up a. Remember, in my world, there are no excuses. I don't settle. There are no excuses. So what they do is they bring up a coffee filter and put on his head. And I just look and they said, we couldn't find the hat, right? They couldn't find the sombrero. So they do the Chi-Chi's happy birthday dance. Yeah. And he keeps saying, it's not my birthday, right? And the serving wench says, he said you'd say that, right? It was like the best $10 I've ever spent. But anyway, what hat sizes do you wear? Big ones. I never settle. I always soar. Now we're going to work this in as we continue. So,
Okay.
All right. So, Victoria.
All right. So that was for Manifesting Mastery Faith.
That's right.
Thank you very much for your question.
All right.
So do we get away from hats now, do we?
Oh, I'm
there.
there.
You keep weaving.
I'll
I know
weave
what
hats
you're like.
in. That's right. We wouldn't talk about Anyway.
Okay. The next question is from Manifesting Mastery Zuzanna.
Zuzanna.
Nailing it. And Zuzanna says, I saw a guy yell at some grandpa today and wanted to change the situation. But no matter what I thought about it, I didn't feel any different. I knew how I'd feel in these imaginal situations, but I feel like it's stuck in the head. It happens to me sometimes. I thought what I'd rather see, old man being helped instead of yelled at, how would I feel seeing that? Happy to see this interaction. I closed my eyes and imagined the way I experienced it originally with a different ending. Looking out of the window, seeing and hearing the interaction. And I couldn't get the feeling I thought of earlier. It just felt like I couldn't care less.
All right, cool. Here's what I notice. If there's ever any struggle, you're either trying to control something, quote unquote, outside of you, or it's not really a wish, it's a middle, something that you're thinking might matter. It's sort of like that whole thing of, I mentioned the other day on one of the podcasts, Neville Goddard podcast.com, the whole thing of you don't have to build a car to drive a car. Right? You just get in and drive the car. So, like, if you encountered two people who were having a lovely time together, how would you feel? Yeah, you just let it become about you. Or if you encountered two people that had a conflict that were now getting along, what would you experience? Yeah, you'd be happy for them, that kind of thing. So you'd be done with it. But the really cool thing is when you let it be about you and what actually implies your wishes fulfilled. I like it when people get along. Right? Sometimes I don't know that. Sometimes so if I try to imagine what's it like to imagine those two getting along, rightio, that ain't working out. I just imagine them outright. Everything went okay.
Everyone happy.
Right? Just everyone's happy now, even though it's like they both think each other's the dicks. That's fine. Triple D Colby, welcome to the show. But there's always that point, right? The other thing that you could do. We talked about this on yesterday's show, the revision show. Revise what you revised. Revise what you imagined. If you imagined, the conflict continuing, escalating, fire showing up, policemen, helicopters, that kind of thing, you could always either revise that, add in Richard Branson dropping from the sky and helping out. The big thing that I notice always works is humor, because you can just disrupt all the bullshit with humor. So it's like, when, somebody bothers me and they're a vegetarian, I'll talk about meat, right? And you've heard me. How's it work out? It works out a lot better.
Like great mum, doesn't it?
It works out a lot better than it would have otherwise, right? So I just add, you wouldn't believe how good the flesh was. Yeah, so like when you take a bite of a cucumber and you can feel that cucumber juice coming out. Anyway, the flesh for lunch was just wonderful. But anyway, see, I can wear the hat of asshole, and I can also wear the hat of come on, let's just not give a shit. Whenever you can bring humor in, it's sort of like, look at those two Polacks, right? I know some Polacks going to be offended by that, but whenever you can just do that, right? Just add some humor in, add on the humor hat. Okay, yeah, your hat should be easy to put on, easy to put off. What does Neville say? Twinkle of an eye. If that option feels like force, quit pushing that option. Could be a change of tool. Could be a change of exactly what you're imagining. You could imagine it was just no big deal. So, I thought it was going to go nuts like my buddy Tom. He's Italian. I remember going over to his house and yelling at each other real loud. And I'm like, trauma's showing up, flashbacks to being a child. And it's like, hold on. They're Italians. They're just talking.
With their hands.
yeah, loud and slamming shit. That's what they do.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, all right. But we'll continue onward with that in some other ways.
Cool.
Zuzanna, great question.
Yeah, excellent, Zuzanna. Thank you very much.
By the way, one more. Let's say I imagine lovingly for someone. They've got the right to refuse that. And I get to go, all right. I'll still imagine you happy if it takes a while. Right? Because I have people, I'll imagine, lovingly all that stuff, and then they'll decide I'm going to slip into another state. I'll lift them up, but I'll keep trucking. It's like I don't sit there and go in orbit around someone who refuses to move. Right?
Yeah.
There's another goodie. right? Sizzle posted about this whole thing. Like, there's a massive difference between I'm here to help, or you know what? Yeah, here we go. Imagine lovingly for you. Have a great day, pal. Dr. Brian. I was just reading something. What was it? Made me think of you.
Brian posted.
You've got
you have the right to remain a dick.
That's right.
Yes.
Oh, what was I thinking of? It was something I read. It was in Clear and Present Danger with Tom Clancy. Made me think of you.
Think of Brian?
Yeah, Dr. Brian.
Dr. Brian. Sorry.
To you.
Sorry, Brian.
That's right. Anyway.
Yes.
Right.
Okay.
Triple D Paula.
Excellent.
I'm not, now, Sonia just typed Joe Weldon. In my brain, it translated as Smith and Weldon, like as in like Smith and Weldon. That's right. I'm going to get out my Smith and Weldon.
It's a Smith and Wesson.
That's right. It? Yeah, Wesson. 44 mag. My Smith and Weldon.
Okay. Cool.
Smith and Weldon.
The next question's from Dream Driven Day, Alessandra again. Complacent? Question mark. And Alessandra asks, complacency.
That was great. You notice how she sort of felt it?
Yeah.
Do it again.
I can't just do it again.
Yeah. Next thing you know, the show gets really depressing. Right.
Okay, complacency. What is that about, and moving out of that and into fulfilled desire?
So we did a quick little chatty back and forth thing.
Who?
Me and her.
Oh, you and Alessandra.
Yeah, what
yes.
the fuck? It should be there, but it ain't. Unbelievable.
Might be down the bottom.
No.
No. Okay.
Well, I'll go along with it anyway. Seriously, it should be in the notes, but it's not. But it fits in with the answer either way.
Well, so, but hang on. With complacency, how much does it... It's like, if you're complacent about something, I would think there's nothing to do with your desire mixed in that then.
Maybe I want to, maybe I don't. Maybe I want to do something because maybe it'll help something else happen.
Oh, so you're working at the how?
That's what I'm going to say. Right? Yeah, it seems to me like the little bit of chatty back and forth we had there, it was almost like you could be trying to buy into, if she tries to figure out how to be Gordon Girl, yeah, maybe I'll do something. Maybe I'll do something different. Maybe I'll just watch it all. Yeah, I just think, yeah, she really doesn't have much of a desire. Yeah, maybe that's the time she just goes out and takes a walk in the garden, and then something grabs her. If something's not I've got this policy, right? If it's not a 7 or above, it's a no, and I'm actually more toward probably an 8 or above. 8 out of 10. If something doesn't hit me as an 8 out of 10, I don't do it. I'm not interested, right? I bought a website name. I'm not going to say it. But I've sat on it for like 3 months. It's a really good name. I got it for the really cheap price. It was one of those things like when I bought it, like I was trying not to piss myself while I was telling Victoria about it. I had the happy hat on, right? Yeah. Web developer guy goes, oh my God, this is a good name, right? Because it's very rare to find really good, like 2-word domain names now. It's like, yeah, that are .coms. And I went, oh my God, you can't believe it. I bought it and I've done nothing with it for months. Yeah. I was super excited to buy it. I was like, the idea showed up. I bought it and it's like, now what? I could use it to make this happen. I could use it to make that happen. I could.
Yeah, but it's good sitting on something.
Well, that's it exactly.
If you don't, if nothing pulls you in one direction, or whatever it is, if you're not drawn to in one direction or not, it's just like having the feeling of it's going to be ace. For something, it's going to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, the farmer hat. Plows the field, plants the seed. The seed's there. But what's it gonna? Yeah, I know it's gonna. Farmer.
Oh.
Old Mick Farmer had a hat.
Oh, yeah, that's
right.
I thought you said farmer hat.
Yeah, farmer hat.
Of course, it's all about hats. Yes.
E-I-E-I-O. Yeah. Vowels, Dr. Brian. Vowels. E-I-E-I-O. Yeah, she's playing Wordly now, like you guys are. Some of you guys are playing Wordly. Wordly. How's it spelled? W-O-R-D-L-E. Wordly. Anyway. Complacent.
Yes.
So I bought the domain name. That energized me. After getting it, trying to figure out what to do with it. I just told her the other day, I said, you know what I'm going to do? Boom. Right? And she goes, wow. Oh, yeah. Now I'm on fire. Right? If something's not firing me up, I just go find something else. Right? Because if something's not firing me out, it's probably in the middle. I don't have a clear end with it. But,
yeah, right.
So
that could almost be interpreted as being complacent. Is that what you mean? You're
Could
not
be.
doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
And by the way, there's nothing wrong with a sideways market. You know, like when trading Forex, sometimes the market goes like that. Sometimes the market goes like that. Sometimes it goes like this.
Goes like that forever.
Right?
It feels like, yeah.
Yeah, that's when you sit there and hold hands.
I just go outside, do something different.
Or hold hands.
Well, yeah, you could
Exactly.
do that, but not in front of the screens.
That's right.
Yeah.
So,
Okay,
by the
all
way,
right.
what is complacent, by the way? Complacent is one of those other words that I find interesting. Like, I need motivated. Right? I need to be held accountable. Right?
Well,
Yeah.
no, complacent is.
Oh, no, I'm not
can
saying
go
with
either
her.
way.
Yeah,
I don't care.
I'm just saying. I mean, some people need motivated. Some people need accountability. Right?
Rocket up their ass.
Yeah. Sometimes I notice like some hats just aren't worth putting on. Like complacent.
Excuse me.
Maybe you're just resting. Maybe it's time to find something different. Right? Maybe it's time just to stare at the fucking ocean for a while. My buddy Mel sends me a text yesterday with a photo of a cigar in it. And he's going outside to smoke it. Right? Sometimes it's just time for a smoke. Right? He could do anything to be productive. He's a productive kind of guy. But anyway, let us continue because I'm getting bored with this one. Yeah, like I get bored with Alessandra. Alessandra.
Cool. Excellent. Okay. Thanks, Alessandra, for your question.
I had 20. Yeah. What about the answer? Who the fuck knows what he said? I'll feed this to the transcriber and I'll go.
Wow.
Good. That was good.
The next question's from Dream Driven Day KORROL. The PLOW, day 27 in Dream Driven Day. Can you explain the PLOW?
Alrighty. So Neville Goddard says, now here's what's really cool. So I took that quote from the, we call the core lectures. By the way, whenever you go online on the internets and you look around and they call them the core lectures, guess who made that up? Me. Right? So, because everybody's going, well, it's these old lectures that he had, the 1948 something or another's, or was it 1954? It was 1927, and nobody could remember the fucking number, right? So, marketer that I am, right? Marketer's a hat. What do marketers do, right? They help like contain things in ways that make it useful so movement can happen, right? So I go, right, they're at the core of everything. We'll call them the core lectures. I'm the first guy. Right? I put them up as the core lectures on the website, put out some PDFs, and they all bounced over the internet. Now there's people selling them, which is just great. I mean, God bless you, have fun. But here's why I mention all that. Core lecture number 1 and core lecture number 5. 5 is where he's doing Q&A. 1 is where it begins, right? If we could do the maths, it's pretty cool, right? The PLOW is mentioned with both. And I'm just going to read a little bit of a quote here. Simply assume it is done and suspend reason. Suspend all the arguments of the conscious three-dimensional mind. Your desires outside of the reach, yada, yada, yada. Assume you are that which you wish to be and walk as though you were it. Here's the cool thing, right? So whenever when you take to the plow, you do not turn and look back, Neville says. Anyone who takes to the plow and turns and looks back, basically, bad.
Pillar of salt. Is he like, no, he's not liking it a lot.
Maybe he is. I don't know. I didn't read that much this morning.
Yeah, okay.
But so if you take to the plow, okay, using your imagination, and you turn back. How do you turn back? Well, I don't know. Let's see. How can I make it happen? How did it happen before? My neck is really sore. Mr. 20, how do I imagine not having a sore neck? Right? Righty-o. Because I could go to the chiropractor. I could get some acupuncture. I really don't like needles except for when my acupuncture uses it. Steven, he's from Little Prick Acupuncture Clinic. Yeah, a little prick will make a difference. Like all that stuff that goes in your head back and forth, right? That's looking back. The plow. Yeah, you plow the soil, you plant the seed, you reap the harvest. You plow the soil, you plant the seed, you reap the harvest. You don't plow the soil and, Yeah. So my buddy Joe Weldon and I were going down the road one day, right? So we're in his little 1972 Ford Pinto. Right, me and Joe Weldon. We're in his 1972 Ford Pinto, right? We're out cruising. Right?
Cruising.
Me and Joe Weldon.
Yeah.
Right? And there's this hot Daisy Duke walking down the street. Y'all know what I'm talking about.
Hot Daisy Duke.
Hot Daisy Duke. She's walking down the street, right? And we're going we're not on the freeway or anything, because what would the Daisy Duke be walking down the freeway? That'd be weird, right? So me and Joe Weldon, 1972 Pinto, going down the main street. And so here's what happens. Me and Joe Weldon is walking, and the heads turn, right? And pretty soon it's whap, 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 right? Joe's taking out parking meters, right? That little Ford Pinto's getting the shit beat out of it. Why? Because he's looking back at the chick, right? On the other hand, right? Cruising for babes, for hoes. That's right. On the other hand, when you're driving the car, right? Right? Don't turn and look back. Don't turn and look back. And Neville talks about this. It's that whole rational, reasonable, mindy kind of thing. What can you think about? Well, how did I do it before? How could I do it again? How else could I do it? What would she say? What would they say? What did they say last time? Oh, that's looking back. Don't do that. You imagine what implies your wish has been fulfilled when somebody goes, whoa, right? Yeah, that's it. So there's the plow. You plow, you plant, you reap. You don't plow, then go, hey, you look a turtle.
Tortoise.
Yes. Joe Weldon says that's what the rearview mirror is for. Yeah. See it, Joe Weldon, he had a big-ass extra large mirror in his 72 Pinto.
72 Pinto.
Some of y'all know what I'm talking about. Some of y'all probably were Daisy Dukes.
Okay, well, there's a hell of a lot that you... Oh, so there you go.
Is that it? Tell you what, let me just do one thing.
Because there's a lot more quote there.
Because there should be. I thought there was one more question. Might have to make something up.
Make something up. Oh, yeah, and John says...
Oh, Jesus.
What?
I'm at the notification center now. All right, 9:48 a.m. Complacency.
Oh, yes, imagining the opposite.
Oh, that's
the other question.
Right. There we go.
All right, so hang on.
KORROL, I hope that was clear as mud.
Yes.
Right. Now, how many people here have imagined, put your hands up. Put your hands in the air as like you don't care. If you've imagined a 72 Ford Pinto or a Daisy Duke, right? This is how fast you are. People, see, why do I ramble about shit like that? Why do I tell stories about, I mean, could you see me and Joe Weldon in a 72 Pinto? Like, seriously. Yeah. Anyway. Yeah, we went once. We got like 22 people in one of them.
Oh, with VR.
Yeah, you've heard the story.
Yep.
Anyway, Joe Weldon had a red Ford Pinto. No shit. Are you serious?
Was it a 72?
I'm like psychic, man. Like seriously, fluorescent orange, red Pinto. Now here's what I want to know. Ready? How many of you? Good morning, Jess. Have a lovely day. Now here we go. Ready? So how many of you have imagined Daisy Duke, a Ford Pinto, or me and Joe Weldon going down the road and him going, what the fuck? What's that noise coming from the Pinto? Right?
That guy.
Early 80s. They made him in the 80s. Oh, my God. Well, maybe they did make him in the 80s. Anyway.
Okay.
Well, since Joe had one in the 80s. So, but I really want to know, how many of you imagine Daisy Duke, right, or a Pinto, right, that kind of thing? Or, because that's how fast your imagination actually works. This is why you don't need vision boards and all that stuff. So, just replied to my email. I'll be checking out it.
Okay. Excellent. Thank you, KORROL.
All right.
And we've got a second question from you.
Yes.
So from Dream Driven Day, KORROL, imagining the opposite of depression.
Yes.
And KORROL says, how do we imagine opposite of depression for someone else?
Cool. I added in the someone else because I think that was the question. If not, I'm making it up as I go along, which is great.
Though, isn't it?
Pretty much. You depressed people tend to not want to imagine.
Exactly.
Yeah. Anyway.
You know what I mean? The question's always for someone else. No, but I'm sorry.
Yeah. I've got a friend that's really into stockings. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
Radio. Cool. I'm not into imagining opposites. It's sort of like that whole thing, like I've been poor all my life. How do I imagine being rich? And I say, well, what have you been trying? And they tell me things. And I just say, look, what do you really want? Right? And it really comes also to what do you really want for them? Right? So, like, for example, if I'm imagining for Garden Girl, I just imagine her coming back in the house and being happy. Or I imagine me being lonely.
Oh.
I'm lonely, but I'm happy she's out there, right?
You'll have Bruce and Emma.
I got Bruce and Emmett.
Although Bruce
right?
is probably out with me, actually. You'd have Emmett.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, Emmett.
Bruce would be going, ball, ball, ball.
So here's what's really cool. Try on some alternatives. It's very, when depression is a hat that I'm not a fan of. Yeah, there's just, yeah. I was coming back from the portable disposable hot tub this morning, and in the middle of the garden is a rope. It's Bruce's rope that he plays with, and because of pattern recognition, my brain first goes, pause, snake.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, right, because I notice I pause, and then I notice, why did I pause? Possible snake. But the pattern recognition does that, so I don't have to go, it's a rope made of nylon, not a snake. So when it comes to pattern recognition, we tend to use labels and stuff. Depression makes it easy because we can just say depression. And we go, oh yeah, sort of like that Charlie Brown character, right?
Linus.
Yeah, was he depressed? I don't know. But one of them was,
I don't know if he
right?
was depressed.
Or maybe it was Eeyore. I don't remember. So in one of those cartoons, someone was depressed. Right? And so it's easy to say that, right? So we got a lump that we can put a lot of people in. On the other hand, if there's someone specific I know who's depressed, what I just noticed, like, cool, I can imagine two ways. One, sort of like I imagine my experience of her yum, which leads us to what is lunch going to be. Or if I know that, hey, we're having fish sandwiches, I can imagine, So you could imagine, them doing things that they love, and you happy they're doing the things that they love. Or you could just notice, like, rightio, like, what have I imagined for them being depressed, and revise what you've been imagining. So if you got off the phone or you saw them and it's like, oh, I hope they get better, that kind of thing, you get to go, rightio, change what that is. Right? Just change what that imaginal act was. Revise what you imagined earlier.
So, one thing I'll say for me, for example, was seeing Pete this morning.
Yeah.
And thinking, that's the brain, isn't it? You look shit.
Yeah, totally.
You don't look good.
Yep.
And turned out later, we found out apparently he's got pancreatic cancer or something. But anyway, but to turn that because he used to love walking with that other guy, that Greek guy.
Yep.
So I was thinking of imagining him out walking with that guy.
Yeah, totally.
Older than him. But I mean, is that enough? Like what? Or else, how else would you fine tune that?
Happy for him.
Happy for him.
Yep. Just so we saw him, he wasn't looking that good. Next thing you know, we're at the top of the hill. He's walked like twice the distance we have.
Well, that's true.
Right? And he's happy as a clam. Wonder why? Because he could have just gone home. Right?
Yeah.
He's at the top of the hill, looking good, buddy. Right? Then I'm trying to talk him into going to the pool. Right?
Yeah, I remember that.
So it's like,
a rose between two thorns.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah,
or a thorn between
two roses, right? Yeah, me and him and Cube, right?
Yeah.
But the cool thing is, notice that moment of reaction. That moment of reaction is your seed time, Neville says. Revise that. Boom. That's all. Just nail it, be done with it. And if it pops back up, nail it, be done with it. They've got the right to refuse. You also have the right to toss the hat back to them. Right? As long as I'm having fun, I'm tossing the hat. And that doesn't mean I become obsessed with them. I'm chucking out hats all the time. It's funny, when I was doing the Make Mistakes, Make Money, Make a Difference thing, which I may kick back on. So we'll do that show, and one of the things that I'd say, already know. So for sizzle points, tag them and bag them. Get someone else to come here. Type their name in a comment. Yeah, that way they come, right? That's for sizzle points. You get 4 for sizzle points. 3, whiskey, liver treats, flowers for Victoria. If you got some gold today, buy something from me. If you don't want to buy something from me because you don't like what I do, I don't understand why you're watching then. But you can also educate yourself some other ways like masterclass.com, digitalmarketer.com, so on. That's triple points, double points, post and play and post. Because if you post and play and you play and post, you're going to be whipping, you're going to be kicking ass and inspiring others to do the same. Single points, just say hi. And here's the gold. Ready? Because if you're too lazy to even say hi, I don't know you exist. If I don't know you exist, how could I possibly imagine lovingly for you? Right? If I don't know you exist, because I'm not a fan of this whole thing of like, I'm imagining lovingly for everyone is beautiful, kumbaya. No, it's like, there's my friend Jess. There's Carolyn. Yeah. See, I know both these people. There's Paula. Right? I know you fucking people. So this makes it easy for me to go, hey, Carolyn. Hi. She just said hi. I get to, yeah, I know you. I get to imagine lovingly for you. I get to imagine you sending me your goodie box. It's like, hey, guess what I just did? I got 4 goodies in my box, these little success stories. See, I can imagine this. If I see you, I know you. If I don't see you, if you never say hi, there's Gaza. I can imagine lovingly for Gaza. Yeah. And that to me is the big thing, because it's like I don't get stuck in orbit imagining lovingly for Anthony Johnson. If I did, oh my God, it'd be just... Now, Anthony's a fucking rock star, right? But he pops up, he shares his success story, right? You shared one a couple of days ago, right? And I see your success story. Not only do I tag it and comment, but I also imagine more coming from you. And that's what's cool to me, because that whole thing of like, radio, anytime you get stuck in orbit, that's not good for anyone. But anytime you can go, radio, here's someone that blips on my radar, boom. 20 knows us. I imagine. You see, for someone like Dr. Brian, let's talk about him for a while. He's a doctor of verbs and nouns. Linguistics, something like that. Okay. See, so what I do with Dr. Brian is I imagine unlimited adverbs and adjectives, because one of them can describe the other. It's like, oh my God, just imagine if he doubled his adverbs in half the time. What is it? Is it adverbs that can describe adjectives, or the other way around? Because we can. Well, so quickly.
What's an adverb?
So an adverb describes a verb,
a doing word,
like quickly running.
Yeah.
And an adjective describes a noun, like bright red. Yes. So quickly running bright red. Can you tell we've been watching Stephen King? Quickly running bright red. Anyway. Yeah. Alrighty.
Okay.
The one little closet lesson for today: you can change your hats in the twinkle of an eye. This is the cool thing. As we do the show and Dark Mercury shows up, I get to imagine lovingly for him, because I know about him. He's in a couple programs. He's on the mod squad. Boom. But if he doesn't show up, odds are he's not going to come to mind. And he may come to mind sort of randomly. That's cool too. So I could just enter into the state of loving imaginer. And who pops in? Ooh, feel for that one.
A lot on their plate.
Whoa. They're at the wrong buffet. Meanwhile, Dark Mercury. Ooh, even better. Yeah.
Okay, so that was it. Thank you, KORROL, for your couple of questions. Tell us, what was your hashtag strawberry bit? And actually, I really like what you said. If I don't know you exist, how can I imagine lovingly for you?
Yep.
Or it might have been the other way around. How can I imagine if I don't know that you exist?
I'd probably said it both ways, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I really like that. So that's my hashtag strawberry bit.
There's this strange New Age teaching that says, never say anything negative about no one. Never say anything bad about yourself. You have to la 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 when you hear the bad and so on. And here's the cool thing. Like if somebody falls down and she finds out and she goes, hey, someone fell down, I get to go, radio. I get to imagine lovingly for them. But if they fell down, that's negative. Can't talk about negatives. So we can't talk about negatives. Well, we'll just like, kumbaya. Just, you get, when you get below the silly shit, you get to go, radio. Like, I'm having a bad day. All right. I'm done with you having a bad day. Right?
See ya.
Do you feel bad for me? Not at all.
Yeah.
All right. So,
Cool. What was your hashtag strawberry bit?
my hashtag strawberry bit, letting it be all about hats, because you really can put on any hat. You can take them off and put them on quickly. So, in Triple D, doors are open. In Dream Driven Day, one of the things that shows up in a lot of ways is gentle, silly stretching. I swear to God, the number one thing that probably makes the biggest difference in my life is silliness. Before I get out of bed in the morning, I'm wiggling my hips and loosening up my back and my neck and everything else, doing all these little silly movements. I just don't do serious stretching. Then while we're making coffee, I got a little ball that I put underneath one foot than the other, and I roll it around and beat it back and forth a little bit. And it's those silly moments, those silly movements. When you look at little children, right, they learned a language without knowing how to speak. They learned how to walk without knowing how to stand. Because you watch how they move when they're like in the thing. They're trying to figure out walking before they can stand.
Yeah.
Isn't that silly? On the other hand, what do we do as adults? Well, we decide we have to do these things in this order and all this constipated stuff. And it takes a long time to weave a hat. Because first I have to buy a sheep, and then I have to shear the sheep. Then I have to turn the sheep shearing stuff into thread. And then I have to turn the thread into cord. And the cord I need to buy some knitting needles. And after I make knitting needles, then I can finally make a hat and you're 4 years older. Or you can just buy a hat. You don't need to build a car to drive a car. And that to me is probably the biggest thing with the hat thing. Because we've got half a dozen hats. We've got a few that we tend to wear daily, right? But we also have some.
Wow. Well, I don't know what happened there.
I fixed it. But we also have some that we just don't wear. And here's the thing. How often do I wear orange? Not all that often. I will wear this in the winter because it's really comfortable. But some people have one hat. And it's their hazard hat.
Sounds like Cube.
They do. They've got one hazard hat, and it's called, I won't take Manifesting Mastery course.com because I did something different from someone else and I was let down. Rightio. I won't use my imagination positively because I tried positive affirmations and they didn't work and they let me down. Right? I won't date another man because I don't like the way men are generally with people that I don't know. And it's like, rightio, if all you have is a hazard hat, right, you look pretty silly, right? On the other hand, we've got a lot of hats. Get some goody ones, right? The only reason I wear this is because it's so damn comfy, and literally I have a real dead critter on my head.
Soft. It's just gorgeous. It's just a beautiful hat.
It's a real dead critter on my head.
It is.
All right, so there's my strawberry bit in a rant.
So that was our hashtag strawberry bits.
That's right.
Where I think we've both shrunk down quite a lot.
Yeah, it's been a long show.
In the couch.
Let's do this.
Okay.
Look at that.
Meanwhile, while you finish typing
I got this shirt for like $8 at the Aldi's. Like I came home, right?
Showed it to me. It's like
look at this, Victoria. I got me the minted lamb.
And the construction shirt.
I got me the pork. Got me the mixed nuts.
I'm a builder.
Right? And I'm showing everything. And she goes, "What is that?" Oh, yeah, baby.
Oh, well.
I knew that'd be the perfect show for it.
In fact, actually, I said, "That's great, babe. You can wear it whenever I don't go with you to the dog park."
And guess what? This is the first day I wore it. And who went to the dog park with me?
Well, you'd already committed to go, and then you pulled that out. Anyway.
Yes.
Meanwhile, go to easymanifestingmethods.com.
That's right. Sign up. Watch the first one, right? If you go, this is the same as everyone else. I've got my hazard hat on. I'll probably be disappointed. And I'll probably want to buy stuff from him, but I won't buy it because I don't do what don't matter differently. I get confused. Anyway, Anthony, he's waving.
Join our 90-day adventure at manifestingmasterycourse.com.
That's right. That's the 90-day adventure, $97, all that good stuff. The other thing, in exactly 21 days, the next round of Dream Driven Day starts. Okay, will you dick around and miss it? Will you join or join again and dive deeper? We'll find out. Oh, my God. I'm going to put my excuse hat on. Ooh.
And for refunds, visit our YouTube channel, feelitrealfun.com.
That's right.
Okay.
That's what we got.
Fish sandwiches for lunch.
Oh my God! Wait till you see the fish sandwiches, guys.
As I told him, I'd never heard of it, and then
we went into the butcher's, right?
and they're going,
Bernie the
fish
butcher.
sandwich. You never heard of such a thing? And I'm going, see, no one in Australia knows what a fish sandwich is.
See, you guys said like people go, I don't know what to do to make money, right? You could come to Australia and sell fish sandwiches.
True.
Right. Swear to God.
Okay. All right, you guys have a great day, night, weekend. A great Anzac Day too, if you're here in the world.
Yes, and if not.
If not, have a great Monday.
Yes.
Sunday.
That's right.
And we'll see you Tuesday.
Fish tacos. We've never had fish tacos.
Who said fish tacos?
Dream Driven Day, Jess.
I wonder how you...
That'd be easy enough. You
Well, I
make
guess
tacos
like
with fish.
chicken... Yeah, because we do them with like maybe chicken.
You know what we got to get sometime? We got to get those salmon patties from that place in the Greensboro.
They actually were really
They were
yummy.
really good.
They'd be really nice as a sandwich.
All right.
Salmon patty sandwich.
Look at that. Triple D Colby. Boom. All right.
All right, you guys.
We're out.
See yous.